Hello, everybody. It is Toronto Unicorn here. I am talking in my freshly smoked a joint fake accent, so to speak. Hello, everybody. So this is I don't do a lot of live streams. I don't schedule them when I do, so it's a big deal when I do. So I wanted to be available for you guys. I wanted to hang out with you for an hour tonight and answer some questions that you may have. Hello, DJ Slim. Says, hope I'm staying out of trouble. Well, I'm staying out of some trouble. I'm getting into lots of other naughty trouble, but that's for another time. So this hangout is basically relaxed. I'm not gonna talk the whole time. I want to feel like people feel invited to come to the X Club and meet me for a no pressure social meetup on Friday, August 25th, 2023. So this video is clearly meant to be limited in preparation for a specific event. Hello, Big Red. It's lovely to see you here. Hello, Eric. I always like to acknowledge the people who give a fuck, frankly. So to show up. So if you give me your time, I appreciate it. And I hope you guys want to hang out for a bit. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to the X Club this Friday. I am going to be there at 10 p.m. And I'm going to be looking for people to show up and walk up to me and say, hey, are you Toronto Unicorn? I'm here because of your event. And I'm going to be like, hey, cheers. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself? Why don't you have a drink out of my motherfucking bottle? Because I am getting bottle service. I have a bunch of couches reserved. If you've ever been waiting to be invited and feel like you have a safe landing, it's this one. It's this one. It's meant to be it. There's no cameras allowed in the X Club, except for that certain designated area. This is just a normal night out at the club, but I'm going to be basically, I like to call it like sexual summer camp feel. It's like when you go to summer camp, you bond with like everyone who's in like your cabin or whatever, because like you're all in this experience together. I think that sex clubs are kind of like that. They're like this like swinger sex club kind of summer camp feel, even if it's only for a night. And so what I'm basically offering is for people to show up and have that feel included, feel invited, feel fucking welcome experience. So that's what I'm offering. You guys are lucky because R is coming with me, and you will, if you show up, will be able to see her unblurred in real life. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's right now it's in 2 days away, and like I don't really know what I'm wearing yet. I think I'm probably gonna wear something Toronto Unicorn on it so that people don't question whether I'm the girl, right? So that's kind of easy for a top, but I don't know. I ordered a couple new skirts from my own shop, theswingershop.com. And I ordered a couple skirts that I made that are like, have like sexual toys on them. And I plan to like shake my booty in them and all that. So yeah, so I don't know what I'm really wearing yet, but this live stream is meant to answer questions. Like if you've never been to the X Club, if you've never been to a sex club and you have questions like, what do I wear? What will I see when I walk in? This is the time. Drop them in the comment box here. You've got me live, and I will do my best to answer them so that people feel comfortable showing up and having maybe, one of our great summer camp feel experiences together. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to finish my fucking joint, man. I only got halfway through before it was 8, and I was like, fuck, I got to be on here, but I'm still going to finish my joint. Oh, and this shit, it sometimes drops hot ash, so don't be panicked if I like, wow, because not all joints are created equal. All right, so I'm just going to be careful with that. Does anyone have any questions for me? It doesn't even have to be about the X Club, but yeah, let me know if you've got any questions for me since you've got me live and in a good mood. You guys are quiet tonight. Fire it up, Uni. I love it. Ray, Big Red has been with me since the very beginning. You have watched my content and commented on my content since I was just very amateur at it. I looked at some of my old content recently and I like cringe because the camera angle was terrible, or oh my god, R is here and she's actually calling in from camping. And I don't know about you, but when I went camping, it didn't include live streams unless it had trout in them. Hey, that was fast that I came up with that, and that's why I smoke weed, everybody. PSA. So we have now DJ Slim here in the mid right now. R Ray Big Red, probably the longest fan I've ever had. Amazing. And yeah, it's kind of like summer camp here. See what I'm fucking talking about? It's like summer camp. People feel invited. People feel included. Why? Because we have something in common. The common thread of we all watch TorontoUnicorn say like sexual things on the internet. It's not a bad camp group to be in, I guess, you know. All right. Any questions? How is camping, by the way? Oh, fun loving couple. Hello. It's nice to see you too. You have been there a long time as well. It's been a fun few years, I will say. I have recently, kind of chronicalized my life on my journey when I partnered with a new website and I'm becoming an author for, swinger and sex positive content. And so I was like going through my journey and I'm like, well, I started out kind of being like just telling my stories on the internet, thinking like it's a hobby, like whatever. And then I'm like, and then I turned into like a swinger, and then I turned into like this, but it was all like on camera. So I didn't expect to live my life this way or live my life on camera. They just both happened. It says fun but raining, lots of sex and good food though. Yeah, raining fucking sucks when you're camping. There's no fucking way to put put lipstick on that pig. It is a shitty feeling. I have left in the middle of the night camping before and everything was wet, and including my mood, not in a good way. So at least you guys, I saw you had a little bit of a camper, so at least you're not getting, wet in the bad kind of way. Big change to the sexy side. What up? Fun loving couple. Sounds like fun. That sounds awesome. You guys are having fun chatting. I love that Art came in from camping, and DJ Slim was one of the first people here. That's really nice. And so was Big Red. Okay, if you guys want to shoot me questions, think about it. Anything you want to know. If you don't, I'm just going to start talking about the shit that's going on, my new podcast that I'm absolutely loving, and some of the titles of my new Sex Stories with TorontoUnicorn podcast, like literally the titles make me blush sometimes about what I put out there. I am not a shy bird, and when I sometimes look at what I write and what I've hit publish on, I just wonder, am I going into the deep end of this rabbit hole? But I'm loving it because I'm very unabashed talking about sex, including my sexual experiences. So why not have a free podcast? You can go and listen to it for free and hear my stories. It's like, just because podcasts are uncensored. Podcasts, there is no community guidelines. So you are allowed to say what you want to fucking say. And that's where I belong. I don't belong in any sort of caged environment. Yeah. So then R said that their neighbors heard them have sex and everything. And yeah, with camping, it's either that or the crickets or the toads or all of it together, I guess. But yeah, that's sounds like a fun little camping trip though. But yeah, so R is coming on Friday to the X Club. She is going to be there with me, being a social butterfly, accepting, social interaction that's coming our way. So if most of the time we go to the clubs and people are a little nervous to even just say hello to us. This is a time where we're saving space for you on our couch, man. Like, we're like, hey, why don't you come hang out? And like, honestly, bonus points if you show up and you mention something specific about my content, because then I'll know you watch my content and then I will technically like you more. It's just the way it goes. Enjoy my content, enjoy it, and mention something about it. I remember once I was talking to a guy who said he was a fan, and then I said I wanted to go get a dirty burger, and he said, oh, what's that? And I was like, yeah. In my head, like, you're not a fan. So R is asking me a very political question. Jay wants to know if you still think of yourself as a unicorn. Well, that's a very good question. I think it's funny because I look at other sex positive lifestyle influencers. There's a lot of them that are on the couple side. There's a lot of swinger couples out there saying, hey, I'm talking about this lifestyle. But there's not a lot of unicorns. And so, which is kind of the point. There's not a lot of unicorns anywhere. I think I will always identify as, representing the unicorns and the single women in the lifestyle. But I will not be single forever, right? And so if I, end up kind of in a very long-term committed relationship or something, then I think I'd probably have to identify more as either what they would call, just a hot wife, or, what are those things where your partner allows you to fuck other people, but it goes both ways? I don't know. I don't like a lot of labels. I don't like a lot of boxes and categories, because you have to write them in pencil, not pen, because you're like going backwards and redesigning your whole life. I would say that I technically do not currently identify as a single woman looking for sex at sex clubs, but I am I present as single because I go alone a lot, and I'm allowed to hook up with other people, but I don't really seek it because I'm very fulfilled in a dynamic right now. So it's going to take a lot for me to fucking take myself off the market. You know what I'm saying? No fucking fool is going to take their grade A loins off the market. I'm just quoting Phoebe from Friends. I'm not being that arrogant. She will always be a Toronto unicorn, even when being a boss. Yeah, it's a hard question to answer, because I don't want people to think that I'm not representing myself always. But right now I'm having a lot of sex. I am having more sex every day even that I've had in my life. And so that's a big change. If you've been watching my channel, like, I ended up having to make a video playlist on YouTube called, sex vlogs, or when and in the description, it's like, now you don't have to strike out with me when you watch my vlogs. You'll know when I hook up. And then I would put all the videos where I actually got like hooked up at the club, and I'd put them in there so that people didn't get disappointed watching my shit. And at the end of the night being like, nope, no dick, so it's just so funny. But no, now I'm getting so much sex and so much experience that I'm channeling that through that new podcast. Thank you so much for the Friends reference. Kudos. I love it. So now what I'm doing, instead of like talking about this guy all the time, I'm basically talking about our sex together in my Sex Stories podcast. So you cannot find that on YouTube. I don't even fucking promo that shit on YouTube, because the title would get me in trouble. I think that I've said enough for you to know why I need to go. It is free. Podcasts are free. And if you're in the car alone, if you have a drive, if you have laundry to do, this is kind of the time when you could pop in a few episodes and be like, oh, an anal cream pie. Okay. All right. Did I say too much? Anyways, yeah, I love that Friends reference too, because I don't get a lot of cultural references. So for me to throw one out there was pretty cool. Well, I'm popping that through, right? Anyways, yeah. So anyone have any questions for the big event I'm doing on Friday? I would love to hang out with people who show up, even if you've been to sex clubs before. If you just want to have a night where you're included and invited to a no pressure social meetup with Toronto Unicorn, then come. Even if you're in a partnership, come. I want to meet you. If you watch my shit, if you connect with my content, and you want to party with me and and whoever else happens to be there, there's likely going to be a few more names from my channel there, but I don't like to overpromise things I can't guarantee. So yeah, Friends is also my all-time favorite show. And Seinfeld and Friends, they battle it out, because I still watch both of them every day when I fall asleep. It's like the choice is Friends episode or Seinfeld episode while I fall asleep. It's funny, but yeah, that's why I love the Friends reference with Phoebe. Yeah. Anyways, my joint keeps going out because I'm talking too much. I can't believe it's like having the whole gang together. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, so anyone have any questions? You guys are pretty chill tonight. I love that I smoke weed on YouTube. Can't do that on TikTok. TikTok, I can't even say sex a lot. Like TikTok, I have to close my legs tight when I talk on there, man. It is just so buttoned up. And yeah, that's why if you come to my podcast, you'll see quite the difference, because, yeah, I might shock people with how I speak, but this is also through a censorship. Wait till you see what I'm like when I'm not censored. Just saying. All right. I have had no questions about this. So you guys are all super chill. You're all ready then. You know what to wear. I'm also going to be creating a list on my Amazon storefronts, which is a very good way to support my channel, support my content without shelling me out any money. It is a way to go and look at Amazon lists that I've put together on the Canadian site, the American site, the United Kingdom site. And I'm going to make a list called what to wear to a sex club, especially if it's a dance club. And I'm going to actually find shit on Amazon for men and for women and anyone in between. And you can actually, you don't even have to buy it. You could technically go look at the list for information on what style of dress is expected. Then if you want to buy something else, do it. But the point is, I want to help. And if somebody has questions like, hey, what do I wear? Then I'm going to be doing that. I think I missed the thing above where Ray said I listened to episode 39 this morning at the gym. Yes, that was with Elle. What did you think, Ray? Elle was one of the first friends I ever had at Oasis Aqua Lounge. Yeah, she was a single girl there one night. I was a single girl there one night on a unicorn night. We happened to meet up, and that was we sparked a friendship, and it was wonderful. And so I've been friends with her way before I was this outgoing Toronto Unicorn personality. I used to be friends with her, and I used to have like a resting bitch face in the pool at the club and sit in the corner and then wonder why no one talked to me all night. Like I wasn't always so savvy at these clubs. I had to learn through experience too. All right. Oh, yeah, it was a good episode. Elle is a funny girl. The video on YouTube did very well. And what's really funny about that video, it's called Elle Interview, is that when I put content up, I usually don't schedule it in advance to fire at a certain time, meaning to go live at a certain time. I usually wait until I upload a thumbnail, I tweak the title, and then I hit publish immediately. With this video, because I was planned ahead this time, I had actually scheduled it to go live at like 6 a.m. On a certain day. And I hadn't yet gotten to the thumbnail, making a thumbnail for it. And I hadn't yet come to making a good title for it. And so I left it up with the standard old picture that YouTube chose for it and the words Elle Interview. And that video like literally hit number 1 out of 10. Like it was like meaning that out of the last 10 videos, it was the highest. And I was just like, what the fuck, people? Like, this is like so confusing for somebody like me. Like, I work hard on my thumbnails. I work hard on making my content, stand out and speak out. And then a lot of people are clicking on this thing that was so vague. I'm just very confused by it. So, the John Hall. I don't know what that really means. Maybe I'm not getting it, but got to drive all ears. I'm an industrial, so I feel in a bicyclist. It was good. Okay, so let's see here. Steven says, looks like you are going to have a little fun. Have a wonderful, fun, and safe night. Thank you so much. I really hope I get to meet some people here. Look at him just popping that right open. I really hope, you know what? Let's just not be fucking modest. All right, I think that's a little better. Ooh, that's a little much. Okay. It says, rain has stopped. Back to the campfire now. Jay is considering getting naked. Well, have fun, R. Thank you for joining. Tell Jay I said hello and that I appreciate that he also watches my content. That's awesome. So, yeah. Anyways, so Friday's going to be a big night, and I hope to make some new friends out of it. I hope to meet some people. So if you are going to come, you can leave a comment on this video. Even when I save the version of this video for my channel, you can still leave a comment and say whether you plan to come and ask me any questions, even in the comments, and I'll come back and circle back and answer them. But most commonly, I get questions about price and like parking and things like that. And I'm ready to answer those questions, but it doesn't seem like y'all have some. So I think I'm just going to have to entertain something in a different. Oh, a Kramer quote. I fucking missed that one. I'm not gonna lie, I missed that one, John. I feel a little bit of Seinfeld shame right now. It's just funny though, because I didn't really watch Seinfeld when Seinfeld was on TV live. Like I watched it well after the show was over. I started watching it, and that's why I think it's so interesting. I love how my kitty cat is always in the shot. No matter where I decide to shoot something, she's just, wants to hang out in the corner of the video or whatever. So it's like, I think she knows what it is, what's going on. Have you ever seen the sexy mud scenes in the movie Neverending Story? Boy with a magic necklace walks through the mud. The mud is, what is that word? Squidgy and sinky, and he ends up crawling in the mud, and it's so sensual and sexy. So it's funny you mentioned that. So I actually have an issue with that movie. There's only a few movies when I was a kid that gave me nightmares, and one of them was Neverending Story. So I don't know what part that is. I must have missed it. I think that I got really creeped out by some other parts of it. And yeah, so I actually don't know which part, but thank you for explaining that though. I'm loving every minute of Jerry Kramer. Yeah, I what I like about Jerry is like I kind of relate to Jerry Seinfeld in a way because I watched his like comedians in cars show, and he basically was like, yeah, he's like, I've never fucking worked a day in my life because he's made such a killing on a career being himself, being Jerry Seinfeld. And so I feel like I relate to that because I'm like, yeah, Toronto Unicorn is me. I am Toronto Unicorn. That is who I am in the supermarket. That is who I am at the Sex Club. I don't change. I mean, sometimes I wear more appropriate clothing in public. Like I won't wear my Saxon swinging, fucking shit right in the grocery store. But I'm still the same person. Did I ever watch Married at First Sight? I did. I actually did watch a few seasons of that. But I think for me, the concept of it now, I just see people who are so desperate to be partnered that they're willing to go this kind of extreme way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think there's compatibility is bigger than just commitment to be a partner. Like compatibility is so big. And like, I just don't know if a lot of them ended up working out. I don't think they did. And then I think I ended up watching the ends of the seasons or like whatever to find out who lasted before I actually watched the full episode, like the whole thing, because I didn't want to get my hopes up for the wrong couples. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so I went to Buffalo this last week, I think. So I was in the States. First time since the pandemic, I crossed that border. And holy shit, you guys legalized pot there in New York State. I was very happy to learn that because I had to ditch all my weed before I crossed that border. And then I get across, and the guy I'm with, who's so fucking amazing, is like, so where are we picking up your weed? I'm like, love language. Really? There's weed? Because he doesn't smoke weed. So for him to be so thoughtful to like get me weed in this other country, I was like, yeah, baby. Yeah. Anyway, so he got me, helped me get some little pre-rolls, and I ended up getting some nice weed and smoking weed while I got to shop at Target after. And I've never done that. I've never smoked weed in the States. So that was pretty cool. We did have some car trouble on the way home. If you look at the vlog on my Everything channel, I do have a clip of us getting towed. But yeah, we ended up getting home a few hours later. It was fine, but it could have been worse. But sometimes in those situations, it can be turned into an adventure and, a fun little amazing race experience instead of a giant catastrophe. So yeah, anyways, yeah. What does that say? Thumbs up, edit people. It helps the YouTube. Yeah. So Fun Loving Couple is so great at this because people sometimes don't know how do I help your channel? How do I support your channel? Like without, paying you. Well, you can like my content. You can leave comments on my content. You can share my content. You can also visit my Amazon storefronts because, hey man, it's fucking Amazon. Buy what you want. But if you click and go through my storefronts and look at my stuff, you might choose something there because, like, let me tell you, I have a list on Amazon called, I think it's called like funny sex gifts or something, whatever it is. It is all the most hilarious sex shit I have found there, like penis pillows, penis charcuterie boards, like, and if you're going to a bachelorette party, if you're going to a bachelor party, if you have, a gay gift you need to get for somebody, it can be hard to search those things and know how to find them. And so if you go to my Amazon storefront, not only are you supporting my channel, because if you do buy anything on Amazon, I will get an affiliate income from that. And that doesn't cost you anything. The price is still the same. So I hope you check it out, but I appreciate when people support my content and leave positive reviews and things like that. because, I'm trying to get my voice out there. So yeah. I think it's funny that the guy who asked me about Neverending Story his name is I Love Movies. That's his name, and he's talking about a movie. It's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny. All right, no one has any questions? Looks like my cat wants a tummy rub. She picked the wrong time. All right. So, has anybody listened here? Has anybody listened to one of my podcasts? And if so, which one? Now, Ray, I know you have. Anyone listen to my Sex and Swinging with TorontoUnicorn podcast? That's where I do full-length interviews with other swingers, other people that socialize at sex clubs, and you get to hear their stories, what brought them there, how they overcame their own nervousness and drawbacks and hesitations and things like that. And yeah, not everyone's relatable to everyone, but you can find their stories relatable in certain ways, especially the search for connection and a lifelong commitment to living for yourself in a way, right? And getting pleasure and not giving up on your own fantasies and where your fantasies can take you. And yeah. So I've got some good episodes, and like I've got full-length interviews with some of the main people on my channel that a lot of people can get some joy out of their stories. So I just have another one with Amelia that's coming out next Tuesday. That's the episode 40. Very good episode. I just finished the cut of it now. After that, I need to still film an R one because me and R have been friends now for 2 years, and wow, we have been on a journey. So we have to have a time to sit down and talk about that. But yeah, it's true. Ray, you do listen when you work out. And I think it's good because it makes you work out. If you work out all the time, and I don't even have episodes all the time. So like sometimes you work out, you listen to other things. So I think that's great because it's like, well, today, what am I in the mood to do? Well, maybe I'm in the mood for a podcast. So I love to know how people consume my podcasts and stuff because I honestly don't know. It's nice to know. Some people say they do it when they're doing cleaning or cooking and things like that. So just make sure there's no little ones around because I don't hold my tongue, And I love that about podcasts. It is the reason I am now a podcaster versus more of a YouTuber. Because YouTube is great, but YouTube is censored, and I can shock people a lot more than you may know with how I speak, but you would never know because I'm on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I heard all that. That's nice. I thought you left me, bitch. Funny. So R and I have been through a journey, and we're gonna have to sit down and do a talksy about it because R has her own fan page too, in case anyone doesn't know that. I even had someone join my video podcast subscription page today and message me and say, do you have anything with R in it? And I was like, sure, here's R's fan page link. It's a non-nude fan page, but she has some really, close to nude content and some really sexy content. And she talks to people there. So she has her own fan page too. If you want the link, you can always get it in my campsite.bio/TorontoUnicorn. Scroll to the bottom and you'll see my friends' fan page links. But it's everyone on my channel they're not just on my channel, they're in my life. These are people who will be in my life when the cameras turn off one day. And they are. She says I'm listening, bitch. We say bitch with love. It is totally with love. Okay, so John says, you and your content is raw, real, and very much appreciated, and I've only ever seen YouTube. John, I'm about to change your life, and thank you for that very lovely content. I am raw, I am real. In fact, I don't know how to be anything else. In a way, I believe that I am on the autism spectrum because I have a hard time being inauthentic, even if it's for like being an actress. I'm like, I feel like I don't know. It doesn't, I'm more natural, raw. So I appreciate that people like that style, but I am very buttoned up on YouTube compared to a podcast. So if you do have time and you give my podcast a chance, I've got 3 swinger ones that I'm going to tell you about right now. Okay. One of them is called Sex and Swinging with TorontoUnicorn. It is episode 1 through 5 is kind of like the intro to the lifestyle in terms of if somebody was new to the lifestyle, I want to talk to them about what is it? Why? Like the first episode is called What the Fuck is a Swinger? So like, why do we do this? What is this? So it kind of walks people through the lifestyle. And then I also include all sorts of stories of single men, of couples, of single women. And I present. Now I don't have any trans representation yet, but that will be coming. And it really is a way for you to see the other people who experience this lifestyle and hear in their own words and their own voice, who may not be comfortable showing even an image of themselves on YouTube, but they're willing to share their voice, right? So that's what Sex and Swinging with TorontoUnicorn is. The next one is called Sex Stories with TorontoUnicorn. It is a bunch of me talking about dirty sex stories, and it is as explicit and graphic as you would hope. And it is free. It is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever else. And the third one is called My Real Sex Club and Swinger Lifestyle. Ultimately, this is just a 100-episode cut of my YouTube channel because I didn't put all of my YouTube content up. I wanted people to see almost like I took a slice of that cake and I put it up there. And I was like, this is part of the lifestyle. So I wanted to catch people who might not be on my YouTube to hear my vlogs about going to Hot Wife Night, or hear my vlogs about going to Sword Play Night, or things like that. And so that's what that one's for. So I have a lot of content. I know I have a lot of different places, but authors don't limit themselves to one book. I'm an author of content, so I'm going to not limit myself to one podcast or YouTube channel. I have gangbangs. Well, I don't personally have gangbangs, but, you know, of course I'm going to have a gangbang of media channels. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. It says my fan page will show some new content soon from this camping trip. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's the other thing I like about ours page is that you get to see her in her natural habitat. So like if she's at the beach, she'll like show her at the beach. If she's like, you know, and like she doesn't even show that on Instagram. Like she doesn't even show that because she's shy about that kind of stuff. So if anybody does want to follow R for a bit, you know, you can even I cannot put a link to my fan page on YouTube. I will get in trouble, but you can come to my website, TorontoUnicorn.com, or you can go to onlyfans.com/TorontoUnicorn. Send me a message. I will send you ours contact. So yeah, you know, fan pages are a great way to connect with people. I have some fans there right now that I chat with, and they ask me advice. They come there because they want, you know, it's almost like coming to a pharmacist to get a recommendation for a headache medicine, but they're coming to me saying, I'm nervous, I'm shy, I want to go to a sex club, like whatever. And so I help them pick what theme night would be good for them. I help them figure if they have questions about what to wear. And I don't charge extra for this. I text with people, meaning like in my DMs on my fan page for free. If you pay to come to my page, I'm not going to charge you for that shit. Just come and be respectful. Yeah, you can post a link to my Discord, I think, Ray. But I don't even know if I can. So I went live on Discord once, and then I thought I'd post a link here, and then I had to delete it because I got nervous about it. So yeah, so I don't post a lot of external links on YouTube. Okay, so Notar says, I love your shirt. Wow, indeed. Oh, that's so cute. Woo. Thank you. I appreciate it. I guess my bra is getting its money's worth, but I was popping a button. I had to do it. Yeah, so that's the one thing. I don't know if I'm ever going to go camping again. It's not for me. I'm not a sleep with the bugs kind of girl, you know? Absolutely. You can thank James for the plug too. That was my joke about sex. Anyways, I had an afternoon nooner today as well. I basically, you know, get my fill of D now, my vitamin D fill every day. Pretty fucking awesome, I gotta say. Because I have a very high sex drive, like very high sex drive. And so I have never, ever met a man who could keep up with it. Never. Like, I have met men who were good at like maybe twice a day, and that can be enough. But for me, it wasn't enough. Like, I would still like get the little wiggle of like flirt like at the end of the night. And then most of the time, these guys are like, babe, no, like my dick can't take it. I'm like, Now I'm with a guy who I think it's possible that one day he could outsex me. And I'm like, I've never seen any man who can do that. So it's funny how, I go through life feeling like it's never going to be a match. And then now I have someone who doesn't make me feel bad for wanting it 3 times a day or 4 times or whatever, right? So whatever. Yeah. It's good for your fucking body to have sex, right? What is that? Is bodge? I don't know what bodge means. And channel owners are the only ones that can close the link. Oh, I think that you tried and it didn't. Oh, I see. It's funny. It didn't actually show me that. So I don't know what to tell y'all. But I don't know if I want to post the link because it is, yeah. Okay, that's too bad. Yeah, I don't really update my Discord. You want to know why? Because I love the idea of Discord, but I don't like recreating the wheel for certain things. And I think that there's some good sites out there that are meant for people to hang out and socialize in the sex club swinger culture. And I think for now, Discord's just not where I'm going to invest some time. But yeah. But yeah. Oh no, believe it or not, guys, I actually got a strike on my channel once for putting TorontoUnicorn.com links. I built this website. It is a template on a site that has rules about no nudity, nothing. And yet I got a strike because according to some web crawler, my website had some graphic words or something in it. And so it flagged it as like porn or adult. Anyway, so I can't even list TorontoUnicorn.com on my own YouTube. Seriously, look, you won't find it. You'll see campsite.bio/TorontoUnicorn. That's the only way. Want to talk about censored? I can't even post my fucking links. Anyways, any questions? Time's a ticking. I'm going to be off soon. So if you guys have questions about the event or even just questions about where I've been and my content and, what's coming, I've done some really interesting things on the everything drawer. So you may not love all the content I do, and that's okay. But I like to take risks and I like to experiment. And I recently did a mukbang video, which I was new to the word mukbang too. But it's basically where people eat and talk to the camera, like talk to people through the camera. It's like you're having a conversation as you're eating. And so because I like to do kind of ASMR stuff and whatever, I basically ate these beautiful, meaty, messy ribs on camera with a friend of mine. And I'm moaning, and I'm genuinely moaning because it's good. I was hungry. They were delicious. I'm getting sauce on my face. And I'm like, this is mukbang. So, I have some really interesting content that might be a one-off. I might never do that again, but I love experimenting and I have fun doing it. So Arnold Lane is in the house. It's nice to see you. Arnold Lane has been interviewed on my podcast, Sex and Swinging with TorontoUnicorn. So that's what I mean. It's kind of like summer camp, the way we all get to hang out and we're all bonded and we all have these things. So he says, I love your voiceovers, by the way. So Arnold Lane is on my fan page, and my fan page, I post there multiple times a day, exclusive content, including sensual ASMR voiceovers of videos of me modeling and things like that, because I like to create art with my content. I don't just like to post a picture of my tits or something. It's like, that's okay, but I do that sometimes, but I want to create something, right, with music and voiceovers. And so yeah, I'm going to be doing more actually. Ray says, Ray says, not you. You don't like my ASMR voiceovers, or are you saying not you to something else, Ray? And then Blackwater Ted said, y'all down to take mushrooms and listen to the Pink Floyd album? Wow. You know what? Can I tell you something, Blackwater? When I was in university, I wrote a essay on Comfortably Numb. And I had to listen to that song on repeat. Well, I didn't have to, but I listened to that song on repeat to get into it so I could write about it. And I got depressed. I actually saw my mental health deteriorate. And I remember thinking, that's the power of music sometimes, is it can it was really interesting. I wrote a grid paper, and believe it or not, I actually have that paper that I wrote on TorontoUnicorn.com. So if you are interested in my thoughts on Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, look under I think it's my journal posts or something on TorontoUnicorn.com, and you'll see the Pink Floyd album cover. Yeah, so I do mushrooms once in a while and have these epiphanies and whatever, but I don't think I would use Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's a bit too dark. I think for me, I have more light brightness that I would try to go towards in those moments. All right, so Mr. Pink and Yellow says, come to the UK and I will meet you. I have a lot of fans from the UK. You know, it's interesting. I think it's Canada's like the third right now demographic of my fans, even though I'm Canadian. It's America and then United Kingdom. So yeah, I hope to come meet you there. I would love to. I actually have one of my OnlyFans subscribers, one of my best chatty ones, is from the United Kingdom, and he's the one that encouraged me to get the Amazon storefront for the United Kingdom. And I was like, sure. But he basically sent me a list of swinger clubs in the United Kingdom, and it's on fabswingers.com. Now I can't put that link here because I can't get in trouble for putting links like that, but it is. I looked at it and it looks like it's meant for the United Kingdom. It's like which part of it, the United Kingdom, and it has a list of these clubs. So if there was ever a thriving place where sex clubs and swingers are, it's United Kingdom. Yeah. You can absolutely ask me some deep philosophical questions. Do you think we are born with purpose, or is it up to us to make our lives purposeful? You know, some of these things, I think for me, the jury is still out because I don't know how we all exist in our own bodies and minds and lives. But I know for me, I feel purposeful. I feel that I was meant to be here to open the world and cultural and society up to the idea of normalizing sex and bringing it out in the open and making it okay to talk about it and making it okay to have questions about it. So for me, I feel like I was born to do this. I was born to mainstream and normalize sex because it's not the scary thing that has to happen in secret that no one fucking talks about. I mean, why would we live like that? It's insane. So yes, it's so nice to have you. Is it Hervey? Nice to see you live too. Yeah, so that's an interesting question. So feel free to keep asking questions. The only things that I won't answer on my channel are political ones or race-based ones. It's just way too sensitive, way too prickly. And even if I'm the best of intentioned person or of a white ally, I could still fuck up, and I don't want to even go there. So I am just going to stick to sex positive content, swinger content, body positivity, those things here. What's on one thing you change about humanity? Yeah, that's a big question. That's funny. I just gotta keep smoking my joint. I think one of the things that I would change about humanity is I would want everyone to experience more kindness. I think I've been an angry person in my life, and I have been a hurt person, and I've been a happy person, and I've been a healed person. I've been a lot of things. And one of the things that I noticed in all of these times in my life was that the kindness of others mattered. Even if I was a challenge, even if I was acting difficult, if somebody met me with kindness, I took that in my heart. Like I remembered that feeling and it lightened me. So kindness can do a lot more than people think. And you never know what someone is going through on the street, somebody in traffic in front of you that maybe just, pulled some weird move that upset you. You never know why they're having that crazy thing. Maybe they have an emergency, right? So like we all just could be more kind to people instead of quick to jump to, agitation, things like that. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of my own shit, but I think kindness is a beautiful thing. Like I even have this, oh my God. Be kind. See? Because kindness can change the world. All right. So I'm going to be off here in about 5-10 minutes. So let me know if you have any questions, especially about the event on Friday. I look forward to being your little singer ambassador in a way, but just a social night. Wow, this bra is amazing. I just got it from Torrid. I really like it. All right, so why don't I ask you guys an intrusive question? Here, let me go get the game. Hang on. All right, so in case you haven't seen this before, this is the intrusive question game. And basically, these are all questions, right, that I have put on this thing. It's waterproof. And I basically pick one and ask the crowd, okay? So I'm going to ask you a couple questions as a way to finish off the live stream. And if you want to answer, just drop it in the chat, okay? Oh, yeah, no, I think this one's, I got to replace this one. It's looking a little, yeah. Anyways, laminating it is. All right, so the question I am going to ask is a life-changing discovery. What is something that you had that was a life-changing discovery? And feel free to drop it in the chat. I will read out your answers, and I will answer as well. So a life-changing discovery for me is that you don't need to lose X amount of pounds to love yourself. You actually love yourself as you are, no matter what. And if the pounds go up, you love yourself still. And if the pounds go down, you love yourself still. And you just make the most of it. You buy better, good fitting clothes, and you thrive in it. Because one thing I've learned was that you can't hate your body into loving it. You can't hate yourself enough into loving your body. You have to love yourself enough to love your body. That's a life-changing discovery. Anyone else want to go? And while I'm doing that, R says, what dress should I wear on Friday? I don't know. You've got a lot of nice things. I was looking at one of the videos of you and I and Amelia, and you had that a certain top on where your big red, your boobs were like out to here, and you were jiggling them, and that was a really hot top. Like your boobs looked barely contained. Barely contained. So, all right, is anyone going to answer that? Life-changing discovery? Come on, Blackwater, tit for tat. Hey, man, why is this not? Yeah, some of these need to be replaced, but it's overall holding up pretty well. You guys are such a quiet bunch tonight. All right, well, if anyone wants to drop one in, good. Otherwise, I'm going to pick another one and answer it. And if you guys still don't play along, then I'm going to fucking log off because I'm going to be playing a game alone. All right. Let's see here. Oh, the question was a life-changing discovery that you had. Okay, so what is it? Is it no tier T? I see. I don't know how to pronounce it. Not note art. I don't know, right? Note art. I don't know. That you were by. That's a big one. That's a huge one because not everybody is born that way. Some of us realize that we are open to those things throughout our life. So, yes, it's so nice to see everyone here. Abdullah, nice to see you. So yeah, the question is the intrusive question game. No art, thank you. The intrusive question game. And so I have asked the question of what was a life-changing discovery that you had? And if anybody wants to drop one in, All right. Let's see. Okay, so Arnold Lane says, me discovering sex clubs and the people and feeling like I belong has changed my life. It's true, because that feeling of belonging and finding your people or your tribe, as I like to call it, is something I didn't have until recently too. I didn't have until I was 30, 35, 36. I'm 39 now, where I felt the same feeling of belonging and everything too. And so I have done a lot to try and help other people find that connectivity as well. And in a way, plug themselves back into themselves, feel alive again in their own skin, because this lifestyle can make you feel like you belong and not just there, everywhere. and it's wonderful. So thank you for sharing that, Arnoline. So Abdullah, I have a OnlyFans page, and that is the only place I actually talk one-on-one with fans, and I give advice there, and I chat, and I'm friendly and all of that. So if you want to click on the campsite.bio link in the description of the video here, you can find my fan page link, and that's where I chat with people in private. And I like to answer people's questions, give advice, that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for sharing your answers. If anybody else wants to, okay, great, do it. And just make sure you said thanks for the live stream on YouTube, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm telling you. All right, so I want to ask, I want to skip that one here. A role play fantasy. I would like to share my role play fantasy, and then I want you guys to answer what one of your role play fantasy is. Try to keep it clean on YouTube. One of my role play fantasies is basically kind of putting a wig on, because I have some wigs, and meeting my guy at a bar or something, and like picking him up. Like, instead of just going on a date with him, like he'll be there alone, looking alone, and I'll come and just be this girl that's like into him and like wants to take him home, and like give him that night maybe and my night of like this, like I got picked up at the bar and all these other guys were around, and it didn't matter. That's kind of one of my role play fantasies. So that's something I'm going to do, hopefully. Yeah. And anyone else have an answer for role play fantasies? Let me know. But this is a good game, right? I'm thinking of creating an actual version to sell someday. Now, not this one. This is a prototype, but I really like the idea of having them all right here, So, and it's got a little bracelet, so I don't have to like hang on to it. It's like, I could just have it with me. You see? Anyways, anyone else want to give me a roleplay fantasy? Oh, you guys are quite a bunch. You guys get me one-on-one, man. Watching my partner with someone. Yeah, okay. I know, right? I get off on the idea of my partner having sex with certain women too. It's like, I just want to watch. It's going to be good. Not if it's behind my back, but I like certain sex clubs culture where you could swap around your guy. I don't always have to be like, right now I'm not necessarily single, but I still can have sex alone. Like, and so can he. So we're still open. And so some of the girls that he like maybe wants to sleep with, if they're not bisexual, then he's going to be able to fuck them on his own. I'm not going to be like, don't fuck them. You know what I mean? I'm just like, can I just like hear about it, or like, hopefully watch, but if not, that's fine. So like, everybody has and navigates their own relationships differently. But for me, I will always have an independence in sex. Just like I will never get legally married. I'll never legally take myself off the market either. It is not how I think. Yeah. Yeah, you're single right now, but I was single for a long time too, and then branded myself as such, and then now what? That's funny. Anyone else want to give me a role play fantasy over there? A lot of people like the naughty schoolgirl, where they dress kind of cutesy and innocent and all of that. Now I remember I got ravaged once by this guy who I had been sleeping with a few times. I was much younger, and I didn't usually wear skirts or dresses or anything. I was a very big tomboy most of my life, and I remember it was Halloween, and so I dressed up as a girl guide, meaning if they're like the little kids that sell Girl Guide cookies. And I had like a little skirt on, a little brown one, and a little sash and pigtails. Now, I don't know, man, but I got fucked better that night than that man ever gave me before. So there's something about that schoolgirl outfit that does it for guys, that like innocent thing. I'm telling you, I've seen it a few times now. So, yeah. Well, it's been so cool to have you guys hang out with me, Ben. I mean, it's been an hour, and you guys have stuck it out. For the most part, all of you have. So I appreciate you. You guys, you're the OGs. And this channel is, I don't know where it's going. I don't know where my life's going. And I don't know how long I'll be at this. So I love that you guys are in my canoe with me as I go on this little journey in life, because I won't always have the cameras on. I won't always want to show it all. For now I do, ish. For now I like podcasting a lot, like a lot. And that's why, like, I'll be really honest with you. I never listened to a podcast until I became a podcaster. I understand people who are like, I'm not into podcasts. What I'm trying to tell you is you don't need to be into podcasts. It's just a medium, a way to hear my voice. If you don't have to listen to any weird podcast you don't want to, but if you want to hear me talk uncensored, unleashed, I can do it on a podcast, and I do it for free. Podcasts are free. Just like YouTube. You might have to hear an ad. So, click on my links, give me, some support there. But other than that, they're free for you. I do have a fan page, obviously, and I post there like a lot. But good shit. Like the people who come there deserve to be entertained, in my opinion. And so I like to put some of my crafty stuff there that no one else sees. Yeah. So R was saying that Jay also likes the schoolgirl thing. Yeah, a lot of guys do. It makes them just even fuck differently in those moments, So yeah. French maid. Oh, scientist lab girl. Oh, interesting. I like hearing some of these nuance, because scientist lab girl, that sounds really hot. French maid. I don't even have a French maid outfit. You know that? I think I probably should put one in my Amazon storefront or whatever. Did you guys know that you can actually shop my look? So I wear a lot of lingerie, and sometimes a lot of it's on this channel. And I'm a plus size girl, and not everybody can find lingerie in their size. So I have my Amazon storefronts that have a list called plus size lingerie as seen on Toronto Unicorn. And if you click on there, not everything I wear is on there, but you'll see things that are there that I've worn on my channel, and you can get them for yourself. And if you go to TorontoUnicorn.com and click on shop my look, buy my outfits or whatever, I even give my sizing. Like I talk about what to wear, what size I pick, because you want to look good and shit. Just size up. It's just so much easier to fix than if you size down, I got things way too big for me sometimes, and I've got to like tweak them and whatever. But you got to do what you got to do. So, all right, it has been an hour. It hasn't technically. This thing says it's been 58 minutes. So I'm a stickler for the hour. So I'll probably stick it right to the hour. But then I'm going to log off. So I want to give a moment to say I appreciate you all for being here and watching and on this journey with me. And the last thing I'm going to say about the Sex Club, X Club, no pressure social meetup, which is going to be on Friday, August the 25th, 2023. It's between 10 and 11 p.m. You show up, you walk in. If you don't have a membership, you do need to pay for that membership. It's a one time a year purchase. And then if you're a woman, you're free that night. If you're a man, I think it's like $60. And then you come in, you walk towards the DJ booth, you make a left, and you will see my banner that says Toronto Unicorn. And you are invited to come and talk and hang out and have a drink out of my bottle and have a seat on my couch. If you watch my shit, if you care about my content, and you've always wanted to feel like you could come and party with me and R especially, come hang out. We're going to be in our friendliest of moods. We're not sleeping with anyone. We're not promising absolutely fucking anything other than we're going to be nice girlfriends. We're going to be social. We're going to give you a smile. And yeah, like that's what we're offering. So yeah. Oh, the cutie on my couch. That's my Miss Daisy Duke. Miss Daisy Duke. Hi. You're a star on YouTube right now. Just kidding. She's my pride and joy. Pride and joy. All right, so I've got 50 seconds, and then I'm doing that. It says, no art says, thanks for the chat. You've been fun. Been watching your channel for a while. Well, thank you. And I'm glad I figured out how to say your name, so I don't keep saying it wrong. But yeah, I really appreciate your engagement tonight. I do chat with fans on my fan page. I don't like sext or anything, but if you want to talk to me, if you were like, hey, I have this question, I don't know what to do about this, I don't know how to get over this nervousness, or how do I feel comfortable talking to somebody, what do I write on my dating profile, those kind of things, I can help you with that. So all right, I am about to log off. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Have a wonderful evening. And if you have, I think you're going to see an ad on here soon. If you do, please just click it. And thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate you.